We'll have a moment of silent meditation and pledge to the flag, please. Thank you. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning. It's 10 o'clock, June 26th, and we have no rain, and it's sunny outside, so all three of us are here. We will begin. We will have consents and approval. County Administrator. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I like the sun.
We do not have any exonerations for you to approve this morning. Vouchers for General County Fund, $1,750,724.82. Coal severance, $2,518.57. 911, $4,937.12. Home confinement, $8,149.14. Chestnut Ridge Park, $1,311. Camp Muffley, $4,021.63. Mason-Dixon Park, $385.29. Assessor's valuation, $548.25. Purchasing card vouchers, General County, $12,997.69. Home confinement, $279.52. Camp Muffley, $877.77. Mason-Dixon Park, $90.12. Assessor's valuation, $98.22 for a voucher total of $1,786,939.14. We have position vacancies for boards and authorities: the Western Board of Zoning Appeals, the Mon County Planning Commission, Mon County Development Authority, Mon County Building Commission, Camp Muffley Advisory Board, and the Mon County Board of Health. Fiduciary orders for June 26, 2019, and then there's a separate fiduciary item in your.
Okay, we'll do them separately then.
Move for approval. Second.
Properly moved in second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, now let's do the separate fiduciary agent discussion.
Ray Yeagle, who is the attorney for a petitioner in the estate of Shirley Godfrey, there's an objection to the final settlement, and they're asking for a special fiduciary commissioner to be appointed.
Move that the clerk's office make arrangements to appoint a special fiduciary commissioner. Second.
Moved in second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any
Any issues with that, Carrie? I know right now we're kind of out of fiduciary commissioners.
Well, I presented 3 fiduciary commissioners to you, and they were not approved. So my intent was that one of those new fiduciary commissioners would be able to take on some of these estates that we've been presenting that need special fiduciary commissioners.
Okay, my understanding was they just hadn't been interviewed, so that process is still going on. But I would think that in your mind, if they're sufficient, that you would be able to appoint one of those 3 if the.
I can't appoint them until you all accept them.
Okay, why don't we do this? Why don't we set up appointments, and we will, before next Wednesday.
Set up interviews.
And then set the interviews, and then let's go on the Wednesday. So we will do the process. Okay, we'll work on that.
In terms of the motion, is at that time that they're available, she will appoint them.
Yes.
Right, so
Second.
amended, okay. Since both amended, that's no problem, okay. Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay, well, it's amended,
Yes.
both accepted, so we don't
Yep.
have to vote on it. Okay, introduction of new employees. We have someone from Mon County Day Report Center. Hi, how you doing?
How are you guys?
Come on down.
Morning, everyone.
Morning.
Morning.
I just wanted to introduce Gianna Gaffredo. She's going to be full-time with our office July 1st. She was previously part-time. And this is Shelby Lewis. She will be going part-time with the Day Report Center starting July 1st.
Move for approval?
Second.
Proper move in second. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Well, also, I want to on the record, I know Sarah is not here. She was going to be here. Her moving van came. But on the record, on behalf of all 3 county commissioners, we really appreciate what she's done for not only the program, but for the community and those people she's helped. So please pass that on to her.
Absolutely, we
We
will.
appreciate that. Wish you the best of luck.
Thank you, guys.
Welcome.
Welcome. Do we have any?
You have an item on the agenda.
Okay, we have Amy Heddick, Superintendent, Chestnut Ridge Park.
Yeah.
Okay, come on down. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yesterday I hired Michael Curtis for full-time seasonal office staff. He's not here, but
Do I have a motion?
So move to approve.
Second.
Properly moved and second. All those in favor say aye.
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 And also, for the record, Morgan Martin is now moving from part-time to full-time office manager.
That's correct, yeah.
And we're very excited, and we look forward to seeing great things out there.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You for coming in. Okay, is there any other new employees? I see nothing else. Okay. At this time, we will have comments from the public. Feel free, please come before the mic, state your name, your address, and anything you'd like to talk about.
3 minutes.
You have 3 minutes, unless we ask more. Good morning, Lou. How you doing?
So
Better.
I'll make it.
Better than you were. Okay, yep.
I'm only here to confirm I'm Louis A. Scotchell Sr. Don't know how to address you since this has been an ongoing matter of my uncle's estate, Arthur P. Scotchell, for many years. I have went from a loan officer to just a person of interest to winning a will contest, becoming the executor, which was confused and then denied on the motion of the acting executor. I'm still an heir of this estate. I've brought many objections to what is, I consider, a very controversial situation. And at this time, I am very confused of what the judge's orders that were brought before this county commission from the very beginning on July 22, I believe, in 2009, which considered to be a minor investigation of the accounting of the executor of the 2006 will, that escalated into so many chaotic situations that I don't understand by our correspondence in this past couple days of what really the county commission's authority to act to protect the estate of Arthur Scotchell or any other estates, their functions, and what it is that I or anybody in the estates that are controversial or have a claim against or an objection against or a will contest against needs to have a set of guidelines of some sort so that I am not aggravating you or trying to get answers to questions that never get answered. And like, I'm still holding a deed of trust that's never been satisfied, but yet this property's going to go up on a trustee sale again tomorrow. And it's so appalling to figure out, what is our rights? Is there no laws to protect us in this rights? How do we defend what the true discernments of the deceased who wished for us to benefit that has been taken completely from us? And I'm owed over $200,000 for just deeds of trust to keep this estate together. So my question is, how do I proceed so that we can both get on the same page, working together to make resolve?
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you. Is there anyone else who'd like to speak? I will close the public hearing. I will ask, and again, Lou, what I'm going to do is ask for a suspension of the rules for an explanation of only how we will respond. This is not a conversation. So basically, you want to explain the letter that sent out so we can, of where we're at right now.
I wasn't prepared to do anything. But
Oh, I apologize. Basically, it's not before us. If I'm speaking out of turn, is that correct? The other county commissioners. It is not before us. It's not a two-way conversation. I just want to make it real clear. I know this has been going on for a long period of time, Lou, and I really apologize. I'm really glad you're feeling better, got out of the hospital. However, it's not before us. This is between your attorney and the estate, and we have nothing to do with it until it comes before us. And we sent you a communication to direct you that, just for informational purposes, that he had a right to go to court, correct?
That's what our legal counsel said, that
Yes.
he would have to file a civil action for relief as a pro se litigant in circuit court, and that would have to happen immediately.
Yes, so that is all we're allowed to do.
It wasn't our direction, but
Yeah.
it was a legal counsel's opinion that that is something
to
that
inform
could
you.
be done.
Okay, so that is all, that's where we're at. So unless you do anything else until it comes before us, there's nothing more, we apologize, but there's nothing more we can do, and I'm sorry, it has gone on too long. Did anyone else want to add anything? Sean, Ed?
No, it's not like we haven't been paying attention to this.
Yeah.
We had a hearing scheduled a couple weeks ago, and it got canceled. Not by us,
Right.
by the party. So it's with the fiduciary commissioner system to work it out, and it's working its way through. We don't have an action right now.
Right. So that's where we are. So I just wanted you to know. And again, I'm glad you're out of the hospital. Thank you. Okay, at this time, we will have Colleen Kuhn. We will do some grants.
Okay. I have an application for the Community Participation Grant Program on behalf of the Clay District Fair Association. It's for $10,000. It's for the revitalization project of their fairgrounds. So I have that for you to sign, and then I also have a resolution. Do you want me to read it?
Yes, please.
Whereas $10,000 in Governor's Community Participation Grant Program funding was set aside by the West Virginia legislature for the County of Monongalia to undertake for the revitalization project of fairgrounds for the Clay District Fair Association. And whereas the County of Monongalia has applied for funding through the West Virginia Development Office, and whereas the Governor's Community Participation Grant Program requires that a local government unit enter into a contractual agreement with the West Virginia Development Office to receive and administer grant funds. Now therefore be it resolved by the Commission of the County of Monongalia, West Virginia, that the President is hereby authorized to execute said agreement and any other necessary documents on behalf of the Commission, and that he be empowered to sign the contract and any agreement necessary to obtain these funds.
Move for approval?
Second.
Properly moved and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much. Okay. Correspondence, letters from Visiting Homemaker Services and the Pantry Plus More programs regarding grant funding awarded for the fiscal year 2019 and 20.
It's just a
And-
thank you.
And just thank you notes, and we do appreciate that. Okay? We now have correspondence regarding the collaboration between the Mon County Development Authority and Arts Mon.
Yeah, and I can speak to this. The Development Authority and Arts Mon were entering into Arts Mon had a grant to do murals
Right.
on downtown businesses, so they approached the Development Authority. The Development Authority, as a body, had voted to approve participating in this. But the actual agreement requires the owner of the building, which technically, because it's in a lease purchase agreement, the owner is still us, so they needed our
Right.
approval. Have we gotten the actual agreement yet?
No, sir.
Okay, so we're waiting on the agreement, but basically the correspondence was back and forth between Development Authority Legal and us, that we didn't, letting them know that we didn't have an issue with that, and we would, they were going to send us an agreement that we would sign off on. So we'll approve that whenever it comes through, but the correspondence was just in regards to, we didn't have any objections with them moving forward with drafting the agreement.
Okay. So since it's just correspondence yet,
Yeah.
we don't have an agreement, okay, to discuss. Any other, should be correspondence? Seeing none, unfinished business. Do we have any unfinished business?
No.
Moving on to new business, to consider for approval requisition number 21 for the University Town Center EODD Special District Excise Tax Revenue Refunding and Improvements Bond Series 2017 Administrative Expense Fund.
The requisition is for $1,367.50, and that's going to be payable to MuniCap for their services to the district.
Move for approval.
Second.
Properly moved in second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, passed, thank you. To consider proposals by Brick Street and the West Virginia County's Risk Pool for workers' compensation insurance for the period of July 1, 2019 to June 30, 2020. Could you explain?
We received two proposals. The Brick Street proposal was for $189,537, and the Risk Pool proposal is $181,128.
Move that we approve the proposal from the West Virginia County Risk Pools.
Second.
Properly moved in second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
To consider a letter of support for the Build 2019 grant proposal to be submitted by WVU for the MPRT Battery Electric Vehicle Modernization Product.
It's a very long letter of support. I
Okay.
assume you don't want it read, but I will be happy to do that
No.
if you like.
This is pretty much an annual thing.
Right.
The build grant used to be the Tiger grant. that-
Oh, it used to be the Tiger Grant. Okay, it was the same thing we've done for years.
Yeah,
So I have a motion.
Move for approval.
Second.
Bob moves in second for support. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, at this time, we will have consideration of setting dates for the first reading, second reading, and public hearing on the request for an amendment to the West Run Planning District zoning map by Star LLC from low-density R1 to high-density R4 of property legally described as Morgan District, map 4D, parcels 7 and 8. And if I ask to suspend the rules to have Andrew Gesma speak on this issue.
So moved.
Yes.
Okay, go
Very
ahead.
briefly, this is not to actually review the request for a minor map amendment that was approved by the Monongalia County Planning Commission. It was a minor map amendment, and you need to establish dates for
Okay.
the hearing. That's all this is about. You will get the full materials, et cetera, in plenty of time, and it will be advertised appropriately, but we do need the dates.
Okay, and the dates would be first reading July 9th, 2019, second reading and public hearing July 17th, 2019. Do I have a motion for that?
Now, on the second reading, do we have any issue with moving that to the 26th?
No.
As I won't be present, so you'd only have 2 commissioners here on the 17th.
Okay,
That's no problem for us.
Okay.
Okay.
So I would move that we go ahead and approve the first reading, July 9th, 2019, and the second reading and public hearing, July 26th, 2019.
I believe that is the week that I will be out at 4-H camp, right?
Yes, you will be.
I will be.
Okay,
I
so we
will
push
be-
it to the following week?
But it's just your first reading.
I mean, it's
You're
just-
only reading
it's-
it by title.
Oh, he's talking about on
Yeah, the 9th.
Oh, okay, so
Yeah.
the conflict isn't with the 26th?
No.
Okay.
oh, okay, that's fine.
So it's just first reading?
Okay,
We don't.
so we do the 9th and the
Yeah,
26th.
I'll be present for the public hearing, yes.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much, Andy. Okay. E, consideration of pay raises to be effective July 1st, 2019 for permanent full-time and permanent part-time employees hired after January 1st, 2019. Would you like to explain before we have a motion?
Yes,
One, I'd like to correct the agenda item. The agenda item was hired before.
After.
Right now, it looks like we're only giving raises to people
My
we hired
bad.
this year.
Oh, okay.
So the intent was, well, anyhow,
Yes.
my motion is that we approve the pay raises as submitted to commission by the individual county offices. Then we'll have discussion.
Yeah.
Second.
Papa moves in second and now have discussion.
Okay, and what this is, and what the commission had agreed to is, this provides a 3% increase, an up to 3% increase with a minimum increase of $1,500 for full-time employees and $1,000 for part-time employees established. So we provided that guidance to the offices and asked them to provide their revised salary schedule, which they did, and it all meets the guidelines that we had set out, so that's what we're approving. But this is the explanation of what we're actually approving. This increase actually kind of helps both ends. It helps the higher end, if you're paid on a percentage, they get more of an increase. And it helps the lower end, that if we just gave them a 3%, they wouldn't, they would get a lesser amount. So it's a good compromise. When you look at across all of our employees that were receiving raises, it's about a 3.15% increase. And in terms of employees that are receiving more than 3%, it's like 217 employees, and 51 employees are at 3%. So it's a good mix across the board to reward the employees that make us look good.
And this also, you want to explain, also it's $2,000, which we've already approved for the health benefits.
Correct. A couple weeks ago, we did
Yes.
approve the $2,000 benefit. The $2,000 submission to the health savings
Right,
accounts,
health
which
savings
was part of our insurance increase, which is part of our insurance discussions. And as part of the overall insurance discussions, we did hold our rates flat, so we absorbed the
Right.
almost a $500,000 increase on the premiums at that point on behalf of our employees. And again, the date is because raises aren't effective for probationary employees. So if you're
Right.
still on probation, and as far as your hiring, that's why we have employees hired before January 1st, 2019.
Correct. Okay, it's been properly moved second.
I think it's a very fair compromise.
I think it's a
Yes.
great compromise. I think it hits all the levels
Yes.
of those who just were hired and those who have been there. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. It passes. Do we have any other
No,
new
I'm
business?
sorry. no.
Okay. See none? Do
Well-
we-
Okay, never mind. Go ahead.
Okay.
Sorry.
Reports from elected officials. I see some elected officials. Okay. How you doing today?
Thank
Good.
you. Our fiscal year 18 audit has been completed. We received information on Monday from Perry and Associates, and I forwarded that to the commission. They do have some items that require the commission's signature so that they
Okay.
can finish their documentation and forward it to the state auditor's office for completion. They included a management letter in there to you also. Because GASB 75 was reevaluated last year, we had no audit findings at all. They had been carrying that audit finding. But the GASB rule was revised, and so we actually booked that liability on our financial statement this year. So when the audit came around, it eliminated that audit finding. So there was no audit findings. There was just one comment that they made to the commission in the management letter that you can review at a later
Okay.
date. But there are three pieces of paper that do need the commission's signature for us to return.
Signatures are for what purpose? So they
That we
acknowledging
acknowledged
their
it?
actual report, or?
The signatures are on the management representation letter, where Perry and Associates represented us and performed the audit. Also, the post-audit waiver, since there was no audit finding, they do allow for a meeting period with the county commission if you wanted to discuss any audit findings that they had. In this particular case, there were no audit findings, so there is a waiver of that post-audit meeting that you would be signing, and then a required communication form which details out the specific things that they wanted to make sure that the commission were aware of, that the auditor's responsibility under general accepted accounting standards, and then the auditor responds to that. There were no major issues discussed. There was no fraudulent or illegal acts. There was no deficiencies in internal controls. So your signature on this form acknowledges all of those things between you and the auditor.
Okay.
Move for approval?
Second.
Properly moved and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you for that report. Is there any other elected officials who would like to come up and talk with us? Okay, Mark, come on down. The award-winning state. Okay. Yes. We can put this on the website.
I think so.
As we've done each year with our satellite sites coming up beginning next week for the taxpayers, we've added more sites this year to our list. So I wanted to present to you all that and what these satellites are is the convenience we want to make it for the taxpayers to come out to these locations during those times, to be able to drop off completed personal property forms, get their dog tags at that time, drop off their farm applications, answer any questions, ask any questions at that time that they may have. Just saves them the opportunity from coming down. And now I wanted to present that here. As you can see, what we've added this year is Farmhouse Cafe, which is out there off of Coombs Farm. So one of the things we looked at was they got that whole string of businesses right there. So trying to make that convenient. We'll go out today and tomorrow and meet with them to let them know we're going to be there. They want to drop their stuff in that way. So that was a nice addition there. And our two big ones we've been getting a lot of response from is still One General Hospital, the 2 days we do there in the Health Science Building. So we've kept them. But I wanted to bring that in and present today, and I'll give Ben a copy there for the paper. And thank you all again. I know the employees will appreciate it, but we do as elected officials for our employees the increase.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else? Okay. Seeing none, do we have any reports from county commissions? Ed?
Yes, last Wednesday I did attend the Mars Robotics Open House after our meeting here. Very impressive work. I did invite them to call and maybe just give a short presentation of what they do. I've made the joke, but it's probably true. These young individuals are building robots and other things, and at that age I think I was eating dirt. So, you know, the future of our country and our county, I think, is in really bright hands. Wednesday and Friday, we did conduct our interviews for a park at Chestnut Ridge, which we announced today. Yesterday, and really, we had a good, extensive meeting at Mylan Park on the new 4-H and Extension building. Concrete is going down, so we're meeting twice a week, essentially, on this now. Now, there's Tuesdays and Fridays, so it's really a project that is taking firm shape right now. Tomorrow is the MMPO meeting, and those of you who know me know I do take a little bit of interest in history. And yesterday was the anniversary of the Battle of Little Bighorn, and General Custer rode his army, the 7th Army, against the Sioux and Cheyenne. Moral of the story, never underestimate your opponent.
Thank you.
Since last week, last Thursday, I had the Mylan Park Board meeting in the morning. On Friday, as Commissioner Hawkins mentioned, we had Chestnut Ridge Park superintendent interviews, and we didn't publicly announce that
No. Oh, yeah.
Amy that was here to
I'm sorry.
Amy that was here to introduce a new employee was also our new superintendent. Amy was an office assistant or office manager, and we promoted her to superintendent. So good luck to her in her new role. I think she'll do fine. And also, as Commissioner Hawkins mentioned, Friday afternoon we had our extension building site visit. This past weekend at Chestnut Ridge Historical Park, J.R. Petsko, this is a personal love of his. He started a bike race 10 years ago, and this year was the biggest ever. He had 550 cyclists from 35 states and 3 countries participated. So it's really amazing, and it's so quiet you don't hear anything about it. But this is really a big thing. I talked to a lot of people who live on that end of the county, and they're, you know, the bicyclists go from the park and they bicycle, I think, 74 miles.
Yes.
So 500 cyclists on that side in that area of the county, you know, all weekend long. It's a pretty wonderful event, and I want to congratulate JR because this is just something he liked to do, and he started, and it's been something it's been all him. He just created this monster now that it's really out. It's a huge park, and it's outgrown the park. So congratulations to JR.
It's actually outgrown 2 parks. He started at Camp Muffley, if I'm
Yeah.
not,
Did he?
and if I remember correctly, and outgrew that and had to go to Mason-Dixon. So we may have to find him another park.
This week I had a breakfast meeting on Tuesday. Then we also had our extension building meeting where we actually meet in a conference room and kind of churn through the project. So as Commissioner Hawkins mentioned, the project is moving forward. We expect a lot of progress in the next 2 months, and hopefully this thing's going to be we'll be ready for the ag people to move in 3 months. I hate to say dates because we've been plagued with bad dirt and bad weather for a year and a half now, but hopefully things are moving forward. And that's pretty much on Thursday. We do have our MMPO meeting. That's pretty much it for the week. I do want to, as we close the fiscal year, I do want to thank all of our employees for all they do, and look forward to another productive fiscal year at the county level. That's it.
Thank you. For those of you who weren't able to attend, we had our first ever West Virginia birthday party downtown, and I personally want to thank L.J. Giuliani, I apologize, I can't think of the name of the lady who owns Apothecary, and Jay Redmond, who put on an amazing program. We were very worried about the attendance. The weather was exceptional. We ran out of the 500 cups in less than an hour and a half, and we probably had several thousand people downtown, and it was a fun event for everyone. I mean, and again, and Jimmy Smith came down with his drones, I could say Homeland Security, and what I thought the kids were going to enjoy, what was surprising, that the kids were my age who were sitting around mesmerized by what these drones could do. It was a great event. I want to thank the city. Also, we all participated and hope we could do more of those type of events. In fact, I'd like to see that once a month when we do those events during football season, maybe close down High Street. So it was a great event, and I want to thank the county commissioners for allowing helping out and funding it too. This Saturday, we have the food giveaway at the ice skating rink, and this time we will also have the health dental van, the Smile Express, going to be there. RV is going to be there too, and that'll be from 11 to 1. Basically, it's been a good week. It's been a great year, and I hope that we all continue to work together to move forward. I will say that I look forward to the new president of the county commission, who next year will have to cut the cake because I butchered it, and they have it on tape, and I have it all over me, and it took 2 days to get the cake off my fingers. So that is something I'm not looking forward to, and I'm glad someone else can do. So with that,
Move to adjourn.
Second.
okay, we'll be gone.